I am Carlos Eduardo, and today I want to talk directly to Cowboys fans about what this team really is right now. Not the headlines, not the noise, but the identity of the Dallas Cowboys as we head into another season loaded with expectation. Because let's be honest, when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys, you're not just talking about a football team. You're talking about America's team. You're talking about history. You're talking about a standard that was built by Tom Landry's discipline, by Roger Staubach's poise, by Troy Aikman's precision, by Emmitt Smith's toughness, by Michael Irvin's fire. That legacy isn't decoration, it's pressure. It's responsibility. And that pressure, it's still very real inside AT&T Stadium, Jerry World, every single Sunday. From my perspective, what makes this current Cowboys roster fascinating is that it's talented enough to win now. This isn't a rebuilding project. This isn't a hopeful maybe next year situation. This team has cornerstone players in their prime. Dak Prescott remains the center of the conversation. Factually speaking, he's one of the most productive quarterbacks in franchise history. He's posted elite touchdown numbers in recent seasons, kept his completion percentage strong, and when protected, he can dissect defenses with rhythm and confidence. But here's the reality, and I say this respectfully, Dak's legacy will ultimately be defined by January football. Regular season success in Dallas is expected. Playoff breakthroughs are demanded. In my opinion, what Dak needs most isn't a miracle. It's consistency around him. When the offensive line holds up, when the play calling stays balanced, when the run game forces defenses to respect it, Dak looks like a top-tier quarterback. When that balance disappears, the offense can become predictable. Now let's talk about CeeDee Lamb. What I see on this roster is a legitimate number one receiver who can tilt coverage and still win. His route running has matured. His body control is elite. And his chemistry with Dak has grown into something reliable. This is not potential anymore, this is production. He's the type of weapon that championship offenses are built around. Defensively, Micah Parsons changes everything. And I mean everything. He's not just a pass rusher, he's a tone setter. Offensive coordinators game plan around him every single week. The numbers back it up: pressure rates, disruption, sacks. But what you can't always quantify is the fear factor. That's real. And Trevon Diggs, when healthy, gives this defense opportunistic firepower. He gambles, yes, but he also flips games. In the NFC East, where matchups against the Eagles and Giants are physical battles, turnovers swing momentum fast. Speaking of the NFC East, let's not pretend this division is easy. The Philadelphia Eagles remain built in the trenches. The Washington Commanders are retooling with energy. The New York Giants are unpredictable. Every divisional game is personal. And for Dallas, divisional dominance is the first checkpoint toward legitimacy. If I'm being honest with Cowboys fans, the biggest question isn't talent. It's mental sharpness in critical moments. Third down execution, red zone efficiency, 2-minute management. These are the details that separate good teams from championship teams. There's something about playing in AT&T Stadium, the lights, the crowd, the scale of it all, that amplifies everything. When the Cowboys are rolling, that building feels unstoppable. When momentum shifts, you can feel the tension. That's the weight of expectation. Historically, this franchise has always responded to eras of doubt with statements. The 70s had their resilience. The 90s built a dynasty. The standard was never competitive. It was dominant. That's the measuring stick whether people outside Dallas like it or not. From my perspective, this current roster is closer than many realize. The defensive speed is real. The offensive skill talent is real. The quarterback experience is real. But championships are not won on paper. They're won in moments when execution meets composure. There's reason to believe this season can redefine narratives. But belief alone doesn't carry you through January. Discipline does, adaptability does, physicality does. And here's the truth, Cowboys fans, this franchise doesn't get the luxury of patience. This is Dallas football. This is expectation. This is pressure. If the offensive line stabilizes, if Dak protects the football in high-leverage situations, if Micah continues to terrorize quarterbacks, and if the coaching staff adjusts in-game with confidence, this team can absolutely contend for the NFC. But can and will are two very different things. In my opinion, the defining factor will be whether this team embraces the weight of the star on the helmet or feels it. The great Cowboys teams of the past didn't shrink under attention. They thrived in it. And that's what this season is about. Not hype, not noise, identity. Are the Dallas Cowboys ready to move from being talented to being feared? We're going to find out. And as always, I'll be right here breaking it down with you every step of the way.